ルカがあの島に行ってしまいました。
あの島に？
無理を承知でお願いします。ルカを助けてください。
Welcome back to Fatal Frame 4, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. This is the remake. We're playing now as a new character, Choshiro. This is my notepad. What's it doing lying here? A missing girl is found alive. The 5 girls who went missing 2 weeks ago were found alive at around 11 p.m. last night. The names of the girls are as follows, and they're all 7 years old. Misaki Asao, Tomoe Nanamura, Marie Shinomiya, Madoka Tsukimori, and Ruka Yamotsuki. The girls vanished during the accident-stricken Rogetsu Kagura, leading some to say that they were spirited away. They were found in a cavern beneath Hibara Infirmary by Senior Officer Choshiro Kirishima of Amanoura Police Department Criminal Affairs Division, who confirmed their identities. That's like such a classic Japanese title, to have it be super long like that. Senior Officer Choshiro Kirishima of Amano Police Department Criminal Affairs Division. The police are focusing on their investigative inquiries into the staff, or on the staff of Hibara Infirmary. All these long words. That's all let me say about that. Well, we get to play as a detective. This is like Yakuza now. So we have a notebook, and we have a tape recorder, and we have a tape. Welcome to Phase 3, The Lost Day, Choshiro Kirishima. Oh, he's like whimpering. And I want to see... Oh, yeah, that strand of hair that falls in front of his face, that's new. They didn't have that in the original one. It's like an awful sound. Like girls whimpering. And there's a Hotsuki doll there, but I don't have a camera to take a picture of it. How do I do it? I guess there's nothing to see out here. My run button doesn't work. Maybe Choshiro doesn't run. Let's head in to this cursed hospital. Or not. Oh no, the door does work. Your hair is a mess. Alright. It's really dark. Wish I'd brought a flashlight. Oh, excuse me, sir. Do you have a flashlight? Oh, no, I have one. Thanks. Never mind. Never mind, I'm good. Blossomed. Just like that awesome note from earlier where the guy who invented the camera was like, I hope no one will ever have to use this camera. Well, unfortunately, instead of not having to use the flashlight at all, I have to use it right away. So it's a spirit stone flashlight. It's a unique item in this series. It uses spirit stone to store moonlight, of course, and emits the light in blasts. You can use it to attack ghosts. That's not the most incredible thing it can do. There is more. Let's see what the animation looks different this time. All right, let's see. Okay. Boom. I guess that's as high as it charges up. Ladies. Ooh, let's go for a 3 shot. Yeah, 3 ghosts, 1 shot. Alright, everybody love that? Oh. Out of my face. Don't ever touch me. Oh no, something's going on. Her face exploded. There's an awful noise. Oh, why is it getting... Boom, you're done. Now just you, purple glowy, face explodey. I got a Rorschach shot because her face was all messed up. Ooh, and the moon is emptying. Sayaka said they might have already blossomed. What the hell happened to the people on this island? Does it have anything to do with Hybera being here? Yeah, tie it back to my story. Hopefully it's about my thing, so I don't have to like go out of my way. Something's lying where the ghost disappeared. Got the camera lens. A lens for a flashlight that the ghosts had. So now he can use the flashlight to take photos. So let's check this out. Okay, I'm not gonna use any of those. Oh, max power, that might be good though. I need that. Boop. Lenses. I got this one. I can't level it up. I don't want to. Lenses, equip that one. And then I got switch, so I can switch between my lenses, and I can see how many hit points they have. So now I can, when I take photos, I got regular mode, like this. I was hoping it would. Well, it does that. And then photo mode. This takes photos. So I'll leave it on photo mode until I get attacked. What I think is so funny about this flashlight, take a look at how well lit this area is, right? Now when I bring this up, so dark. And now it's bright again. Some herbal medicine. Let's see, do I have enough points? I think I have enough points for the Hotsuki doll's note. Is this right? How many would you like to trade? I mean, 1, I guess. Trade complete. So let me see. Oh, so it says it's in the list. Okay, so now it says next to where the location taken, it tells you where they are. So this one's Rogate's Hall First Floor Courtyard Corridor. So I'll be able to grab them as I go. Once I figure out where I am on the list right now, I'll start checking them off. Let me see if I can go back outside to get that one that was outdoors. In the original you couldn't, but I'd really like to. Wandering patients. Please take extra care concerning nighttime wanderings of Moonlight Syndrome patients. When in charge of night watch, check the phase of the moon. On nights when the moon is full, ensure all locks and security procedures are in place. You don't want a containment breach. On nights when the moon is obscured, increase patrol frequency. Full moon is the enemy, because the moon is everything in this game. Alright, can I go out? No, of course not. How do I get a picture of it? Maybe it's not even on the list. I don't know. Let's steal this. I'm a detective, so I'm just investigating. More of those stones. Don't need them. At least not right away. Which way to go?
ルカたちを見つけた場所。もし灰原がまだこの島に潜んでいるとしたら。
あなたも病気なの？
あなたも病気なの? It's old-fashioned. And I guess you can't use it. That girl was just over here, so maybe... Alright, elevator goes this way, so that's something. I think this is a Silent Hill door. I don't think that goes anywhere. And then this is also a dead end. Though I wonder now that I'm over here if there's a Hotsuki doll hanging out somewhere in this area that I hadn't noticed. I guess I don't see one there. I can't read exactly what it says. It looks like it says key, or I mean, what did it say? Well, key like that, but I think that's what the kanji means, like to get dressed, followed by something means like word gathering, and then room. And I haven't been in there yet, so I don't know what it's called. There's no getting in here. No sign of a Hotsuki doll. Interesting the way they did the lighting for that room. Just these drop-down lamps at different intervals. So this is the doctor's office, it says. There's a Hotsuki doll. Man, those eyes were extra creepy that time. Another mirror. A single spirit stone. Oh, I noticed something else. Asagi Hitsuki. Asagi Hitsuki, age 6. Reported symptoms include fear of mirrors and memory loss, pointing to prototypical Moonlight Syndrome diagnosis. Symptoms progressing at a moderate rate. Scheduled for surgical procedure next week under orders from Dr. Hybera. Procedure was previously performed on 2 Moonlight Syndrome patients with more severe symptoms, producing no positive result. It's hoped that performing this procedure on a patient with relatively mild symptoms will lead to development of a treatment for Moonlight Syndrome. Therefore, all involved are to take detailed notes and make appropriate reports afterwards. The above is confidential. Do not disclose to patients or others. This is a secret medical procedure. X-ray radiographs. I thought I could sense something. A notebook. In recognition of my fruitful research into the workings of cranial nervous systems, I've been assigned to work as an assistant to Dr. Shigeto Haibara at the Haibara Infirmary on Rogetsu Isle. Dr. Haibara is the leading researcher of Moonlight Syndrome, a condition peculiar to the Rogetsu Islands. The documents I've read describe Moonlight Syndrome as a composite mental disorder with curious symptoms such as sleepwalking and memory loss. Despite ongoing research, both the cause of the syndrome and the reason for its confinement to the Rogetsu Islands remains unknown. Dr. Haibara is currently working to discover the truth about the condition. He has taken a unique approach to treating Moonlight Syndrome, incorporating the folklore of the islands. Treatments such as musical therapy using the traditional Rogetsu Isle moon sounds are unheard of in conventional psychiatry. I think Dr. Haibara's ideas are leading the profession in an exciting new direction. So let's read those again. Folklore, music therapy, moon sounds, psychiatry. His research may not only cure Moonlight Syndrome, but also help to unlock the mysteries surrounding the effects that memory has on the mind. It's fascinating. I have no doubt that working with Dr. Haibara will be a chance to gain valuable experience that simply can't be found on the mainland. This door's still good. Oh, did I find... Yeah, I found a Hotsuki doll in that room. Oh, it didn't really look like much, but it counted. A girl with long black hair, hoping that her first visitor in a long time will be someone she can play with. Maybe, sweetie, maybe. Doll 45. Alright, so here we are, doll 45. Long-haired girl. Katsuhito Kariya, patient who fought a long battle with Moonlight Syndrome and completely lost himself. Sanae Hotsuki, a woman from Rogetsu Isle, who was stricken with Moonlight Syndrome on the beach. She caught it on the beach. She attacks anyone she sees, wishing to inflict her pain on others. And Yoriko Sonohara blossomed. So blossomed is when their faces explode. Ayako, a patient who Director Haibara treats differently from the others. She loves to break her toys more than anything else in the world. So there's a chance. Let me bring that list back up again. Hotsuki dolls. I was at 45. So this one's passageway by the old general ward. That's still on the second floor, so it should be around here somewhere. What's the name of the room that I'm currently in? The old general ward, so it must be out here somewhere. More plot insignificance. Red spirit stones. Oh, I saw something for a second. A diary. They did surgery on me the other day. The other people who got the surgery didn't get better, so I said I didn't want the surgery. But the doctor told me it's okay. Since the surgery, it's all red inside my head and I don't like it. My hair fell out too and that made me cry, but when I cried there was blood in it. But Mama said the doctors say it's okay. My head is red and feels like it's melting. It hurts. I don't like it. I hope the pain melts away soon. I think I remember more that she was more repetitive in that note, but maybe not. I know in the Japanese language it's much more common to repeat phrases over and over again, whereas in American English we really dislike when text is repeated. It's like we got it the first time, you know. Oh, this is the door that was all boarded up, maybe? So, there's a Hozuki doll here somewhere. There she is. Oh, let's see how we pass through the claws in this. Exact same animation. Restless assistant makes the rounds at a hospital before surgery. It seems she's worried about the treatment. I think that was a dude. Didn't I take a picture of another one? Oh, this isn't in the smoking area. I guess that really was something else. I don't know. In any case, Shoji Katagiri, assistant to director Haibara, he stands alone questioning the rightness of his own actions. The rightness. Smoke key wrapped in paper on top of the ashtray. How unusual. Operation Prep Room. Here's a map, by the way. It's a long tunnel down there. Operation Prep Room looks like it's on the first floor. Off we go. Whoa. Spirit Stone flashlight kicks ass. It doesn't get fatal frames like the cameras do, so you can just shoot and shoot and shoot as often as you want. No, that wasn't even with a photography lens. Can you go away? I'll just keep taking pictures of you. Okay. Katsuhito Kiriya, a patient wandering the infirmary, gazes at his own face reflected in the window. I don't know, it kind of looked like he was looking at me. Just saying. A doctor talking to himself in the mirror, his mind swinging between bitter resolution and only the slightest of doubts. Notebooks and thanks. No, we can't go that way. We're just gonna head back down to the first floor, I guess. Shoji Katagiri, assistant to Director Haibara, heading towards the operating room to operate on a Moonlight Syndrome patient. Item. Oh, I thought it was right here. Is it in this little room over here? Must be in there and I just can't reach it. A red light, how eerie. Something. Nice. I'm way more excited about the blue ones than I am about the red ones. I guess I can max power up again. Boom. No Hotsuki dolls there. Oh, actually don't go too slow like this. I could... I think I know where she is. She's right here. Water is collected in the sink. Some kind of red oil is floating around on the surface. It's so nasty. Item somewhere. Oh. I didn't mean that. I meant this item here. Which I can no longer pick up until the door closes. Whoa. There's something in the lock there. A clipping. We delve into the darkness behind the mysterious Rogetsu disappearances. 6 months have passed since the mass disappearances on Rogetsu Isle. With the investigation stalled, the incident is on the verge of being forgotten, but we have uncovered a sinister history that could be the key to solving the mystery. The bizarre illness, Moonlight Syndrome. We first focused our investigation on Moonlight Syndrome, a condition unique to the Rogetsu Islands. According to the medical expert we contacted, it's a type of amnesia with unusual additional symptoms, such as sleepwalking and sufferers acting as though possessed by some force. I don't remember that being a symptom. Folklorists familiar with the history of the island say that this sickness has long been feared as a plague, so its reach clearly extends beyond the present-day incident into the island's murky past. Legend also tells of a strange incident in which over half of the inhabitants of Rogetsu Isle vanished. Moonlight syndrome en masse? What if the Rogetsu disappearances were caused by an endemic outbreak of moonlight syndrome? The island is surrounded by a vast ocean. One doesn't like to linger too long on the fate of those wandering outside, blissfully unaware of their surroundings. Tourism efforts cursed the island. Some islanders were opposed to turning the Rogetsu Kagura, a ceremony that was supposed to appease the souls of the dead, into a tourist attraction. Could the real root of this bizarre case be the shallowness of those who tried to turn a sacred ceremony into a commercial spectacle? Death of the last witness. Our only remaining lead was the last living witness to the incident, a young girl. Sadly, she died in the hospital several days ago. Reports say she used her final breath to cry out for her mother. What did this poor girl see on that fateful day? The answer is known only to the now abandoned Rogetsu Isle. So yeah, when Ruka and everybody took a boat to get here, they had to charter a boat because no one goes here. And I think it's also 1980 right now, I want to say. And the incident happened in 1970. Look at him. Doctor's performing an operation. Let's get an extra shot just to make sure I got them both. Doctors operating on a girl who suffers from moonlight syndrome, their eyes suffused with defeat. Ugh, I hate when eyes get suffused with defeat. Okay. There's likely a doll here somewhere. Oh, I think, is she back here? She is. Sneaky, sneaky stuff. I'll take this. And it's drugs. No, just one blue spirit stones. It's almost more effective to do this. Who's it gonna be? It was hair. It was you. Are you the girl from The Ring? I don't remember your name. Sadako? Boom. I overkilled her. Even though she was already dead. She dropped something. I told the doctor I don't like it. It hurts. Tomorrow is more surgery. It's making me bad. The surgery, more surgery. Tomorrow, more surgery. I don't like surgery. Hurts the surgery. It hurts me. Ow, ow, ow. Hurts me. Die. Hurts. Dying. Go. Ooh. So hurts. Did the dies or hurts a diarrhea to die to hurt hurts a do or hurts a yeah. Alright, so that was repetitive, but it was way weirder in this version. A post-mortem examination report. Asagi Hitsuki, still age 6, she died at midnight plus 32 minutes. Circumstances of death. Condition deteriorated severely after second surgical procedure. Patient was tranquilized but suddenly became deranged during the night. Doctor provided immediate emergency treatment to no effect and the patient died soon after. Cause of death unknown. Possible death due to weakness brought on by sudden worsening of moonlight syndrome symptoms. They should have done a cutscene for that. That would have been radical to see this girl going nuts. Let me take your picture. Oh, you jerk. Okay, I think I got everything in here that needs to be gotten. Ooh, a storeroom? All kinds of things in here. Whoa. Should I be doing this? I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, a flyer. Good, because there's like no entertainment on this island. Once every 10 years in the month of September, a very important ceremony takes place on Rogetsu Isle, main island of the Rogetsu Islands. This is the Rogetsu Kagura. The Rogetsu Kagura is a representation of a means of direct communication between the living and the dead. Its origins are uncertain, but the people of Rogetsu Isle have carried it down through the ages as a way of honoring the deceased. A maiden called the Vessel dances herself into a trance to the accompaniment of music played by five girls called organs. The dance continues well into the night. Not only the Vessel and the organs wear masks during the Kagura, all those present as observers wear masks and hold candles while watching the ceremony. As the island's most important festival, the Kagura calls those born on Rogetsu Island home every 10 years. They're said to make the journey no matter how far away they live. Once accessible only to such natives, the Kagura was open to visitors 30 years ago and is now the central tourist attraction on the island. Open to visitors 30 years ago. Interesting.
灰原は祭りの日にこの島に帰っていたのか。神楽はこの島の人間にとって大切なもの。そういえば、今日も祭りの日か。この島から人が消えてなければ。
What a coincidental day for us to come back. The model of a human head sits atop a medicine case. Brain surgery must have been performed in this place. Oh, this is like the Fatal Frame 3 notebook. Yo Haibara. Not a lot of... Oh, there's some more information. Wanted under suspicion of causing the deaths of 3 patients while performing highly unethical surgical procedures, most likely on the island the day of the Rogetsu Kagura. His father Shigeto is head of the island and director of Haibara Infirmary. Very influential in the area, substantial financial support of his son. Alright, so Shigeto is not only the head of the hospital, but the head of the island. Bigwig. Haibara Shigeto, he was a doctor also. Or that is the guy. So he runs Rogetsu Hall Sanatorium and Haibara Infirmary. As head of the island, he's also in charge of local politics and ceremonies, very influential. Supported Yo's activities, financially and otherwise. He may be helping him stay hidden. The missing girls were found in a cave underneath the infirmary, but Shigeto denied involvement. One of the men working on the underground expansion of the infirmary left a note confessing to the abductions before committing suicide. The case seems to be closed. Oh, interesting. Interesting if true. Shoji Katagiri, also a doctor. He worked as the assistant. He had medical experience on the mainland. Asagi Hitsuki, a Moonlight Syndrome patient whose condition deteriorated rapidly after a surgical procedure. Ruka, she was a former patient here. She went missing on the night of Rogetsu Kagura, later found in a cave underneath a Haibara Infirmary. She wasn't found in time to prevent severe confusion and amnesia, which she still suffers from. Ruka is following her friends to Rogetsu Isle. Her mother Sayaka asked me to find her and bring her back to safety. She wasn't found in time to prevent severe confusion and amnesia. Oh, so like she doesn't remember and she still doesn't remember. Sayaka, my current client. She asked me to find her daughter Ruka and bring her back safely. Her sickness has abated, but she's still bedridden. I've known her since the kidnapping 10 years ago when I found Ruka. She hasn't changed a bit since then. That's interesting. She hasn't changed a bit. And her condition improved. Miraculous. Reminds me a little bit of Fatal Frame 5, where your whole thing is you go after people and bring them back. And now Choshiro's whole mission in this game is just bring that girl back. The Kagura kidnappings. An incident in which 5 girls were abducted on the night of the Rogetsu Kagura ritual dance. All exits from the Temple of the Lunar Eclipse where the ritual was being held were sealed, but the girls were nowhere to be found. Similar incidents had occurred on the past Kagura nights, but all I could get from the locals was fearful superstition. They say the girls were spirited away. Or, of course, the moon took them because the moon is everything. An anonymous tip-off led me to the cave underneath Hybrid Infirmary where I found the missing girls. This was an incident where the people of Rogetsu Isle disappeared almost 2 years after the Rogetsu Kagura. So that happened 10 years ago. The girls were kidnapped and found. And then 2 years after that, everybody else disappeared. Many bodies were found in the vicinity of Rogetsu Hall, while the rest of the islanders were never seen again. So some were killed and some were spirited away. Rogetsu Island is the main island of the Rogetsu Islands. It has historically had little contact with the mainland, so its unique local culture has remained intact. It came to prominence when the Rogetsu Hall Sanatorium was built and when the Rogetsu Kagura was made into a tourist attraction. Medical facility run by Shigeto Haibara, father of Yo Haibara, the only hospital on Rogetsu Isle. Most of the patients suffer from moonlight syndrome, a condition unique to the Rogetsu Islands. A condition unique to Rogetsu Islands, the symptoms include amnesia, nighttime wandering, and bizarre behavior. Known throughout the history of the islands as moonlust and night walking, as sufferers appear to be attracted to moonlight. Moonlust, what a dramatic name. In advanced stages of progression, patients can go into cardiopulmonary arrest, seemingly brought on by complete mental collapse. In many cases, patients with severe moonlight syndrome commit suicide, which we've seen already. An ancient ceremony that takes place once every 10 years on Rogetsu Isle. The maiden, or vessel, slips into a trance-like state as she dances to the music played by the organs. In recent times, the ceremony was made into a tourist attraction. People born on the island who move away from it are said to come back for the Rogetsu Kagura no matter what. The maiden who dances during the Rogetsu Kagura, she puts on a mask and dances in the moonlight on a special stage. The vessel's the focus of the entire ceremony. 5 young girls who play a special kind of music during the Rogetsu Kagura. Girls of about age 10 are chosen to play each of the 5 parts: vocal, flute, drum, strings, and bell. Alright, read everything there. Here's some more notes. I've been observing cases of moonlight syndrome at Haibara Infirmary. The moment I first laid eyes on one of the patients, a ghastly thrill traveled up and down my spine. This syndrome is unlike anything I've ever seen before, and in this line of work I've seen more than my fair share of unusual and disturbing things. Moonlight syndrome presents symptoms of memory fragmentation, along with deterioration of sense of self, resulting in destruction of the sufferer's personality. In advanced stages, it leads to total amnesia and unresponsiveness, and is ultimately fatal. But apparently most patients choose to end their own lives before the symptoms can progress to the final, awful stages. Watching as those poor bastards have their memories taken away from them, as they break down and are consumed little by little, it's so horrible one trembles at the sight. I wouldn't wish moonlight syndrome on my worst enemy. No one should have to feel themselves slip away into the darkness. Seeing it for myself, I have a renewed sense of urgency regarding my work here. Dr. Haibara is treating moonlight syndrome as a special kind of local endemic disease, but he hasn't yet been able to grasp the nature of the condition or develop a reliable method of treatment or cure. His focus is on medication combined with surgical procedures and folk medicine as a means to combat this condition. I'll learn more details about the different kinds of treatment tomorrow. I just hope one of them can be developed into a cure, and we can finally wake these people from their nightmare. That's almost like a reference to Fatal Frame 3, where people fall into nightmares and then they never wake up. I found a key. Goes all the way over there. So we're done exploring this room, I guess. Let me see if there's any more items, because there probably are. Ooh, something was shaken. Shards. And then I didn't see if there was a Hotsuki doll in here. There she is. She just wanted to have her picture taken. Yeah, I'll examine it. Drawers full of unused medicine. These rooms are so creepy. I'm just thinking like the horrible stuff that happened in this room, and the way that like everything was left out in the open and not put away because people never came back. It's always so weird to me to think that like the last time like one of these tools was put down was the last time it would ever be touched by a human. And now it just stays here, frozen in time. Oh, I shine with light in my face. Shine my light in your face. Oh, she ain't exactly there yet. Something's lying where the ghost disappeared. I am associated with Hybrid Infirmary, and I want to make the truth known about the recent disappearances of those girls. As I was walking in the infirmary grounds, I heard the sounds of children's voices coming from the well. At first I thought I was hearing things, but the voices became more and more distinct. They weren't crying as normal children do when they fall or lose sight of their parents in a crowded place. It was an altogether more hollow, terrible sound. It's them, the girls who vanished, I'm sure of it. I can't keep quiet about this anymore. If you don't act now, it will be too late. Those girls are being consumed even as I write this. I beg you, conduct a search of Hybrid Infirmary as soon as possible. So it seems like that assistant was actually a nice guy. Sort of. He came here wanting to find medical breakthroughs and help these people, and he was really motivated. But then he learned the dark truth of the experiments and about the girls being kidnapped. And he ended up turning against his boss. fight, huh? Haibara.
灰原。他に道は。
Gotta find another way to get down there. I think fortunately for me. Oh, I get that. You guys just sit still, I get it. Oh my god, creepy. He's wearing a mask. Are you a woman? Oh, it's so creepy. The nurse. She came over here too. What are you doing in this building? What's going on here? Let me see if there is anything in the notes. Okay. Assistant at the front desk. Shoji Katagiri, assistant to Director Highbrow. He grows apprehensive about the treatment for Moonlight Syndrome. And then as far as raids go, Asagi Hitsuki, a girl who was hospitalized in the old building. She was lonely because no one visited her. Her long black hair fell out as a side effect of her treatment. Michihiko Ikushima, a genuine believer of the legends of Rogetsu Isle. He put faith in the story that some were saved from the Day of Tranquility by escaping to the Primeval Passage. I don't know about that. Primeval Passage. Shoji Katagiri, assistant to Director Highbrow, who was researching Moonlight Syndrome. He died clutching his regret about the illegal experiments he was involved in. He tried to do the right thing eventually, but I guess there wasn't a lot he could do. Well, I just noticed that the underneath where it says ghost shots and max points total, those little glimmers of light are actually flickering. It's a nice little bit of polish. Okay, and then for Hotsuki dolls. It says I missed one in... Oh, I wasn't able to get out to a graveyard. But I got one in an air vent. I got that one. Where's this one? Director's office, medical file room. Now, they're not really laid out by how you find them in the story. They must be laid out just by how the map is drawn. I think I still have a key. Yes, for the room over this way. But before I go in, let me just check to see if there's no Hotsuki doll hanging out over here in the corner. It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Oh, some kind of award. Several medicine bottles and syringes are lying on the desk. I would also like to grab this if I could. A tape. And a document. In mild cases of Moonlight Syndrome, patients start to lose fragments of their memories and tend to sleepwalk. Neither of these symptoms is especially uncommon and may even occur together, but it's the effect of the phase of the moon on Moonlight Syndrome patients that makes it very different from other such cases. Patients stabilize when the moon waxes and is full, but tend to seek out the moonlight and wander at night. When the moon wanes, they become frightened and unstable. Hence, the condition we now call Moonlight Syndrome was originally known as moonlust or night walking, names still used in superstitious contexts. In severe cases, patients lose almost all of their memories and are attracted to windows and rooftops, giving the appearance of being led by the moonlight. They bathe happily in it as if having their lost selves return to them, albeit for a fleeting, unsustained moment. Patients who lose their memories will start looking toward the moon without fail. Symptoms like this may occur in individual psychiatric cases, but it's difficult to satisfactorily explain their simultaneous emergence in multiple patients. The condition is unique to the Rogetsu Islands, so it may have some connection with the climate or the beliefs of these islands. Just some inborn instinct or some kind of a cultural artifact that makes them seek out the moon. Cabinet's full of medicine bottles. Alright, I didn't find a doll yet, so there's gotta be one. Gotta be one around here somewhere. I was thinking this little gap here would have been the perfect space for one. Oh. The name of this room is the exam room. First floor exam room. Let's check that with the list. Yeah, I mean, literally, it's this one. Exam room. So there's one in here. Is she in the trash? She's not in the trash. There she, oh, she's just sitting on the bench. I wonder if it started it on that one because I left it on number 41, or because it always goes to the one that's in the room you're in. That would be an amazing feature if that were how it worked. Let's see, I came in that way. Oh, I can go to the desk. That front desk. And maybe there's a doll in here that I wasn't able to see. Who are you? The on-duty nurse, Shie Sonosaki, looking for the other wooden card to unlock the box containing the instructions for entering the director's office. Why would you need that? Nah, it goes to... The list goes back to the first spot. No help there. A small panel decorated with a waning moon. Let's see. There's a chance. There's a little mini Hotsuki in here. Oh, there she is. Got the herbal medicine and your friend and mine. Let's see what number she was. So she was this one. She was number 37. And that one was the one on the couch. So there's a lot of... Okay, Rogetsu Hall is back there. So it starts with 30... I wonder if this is the one that's outside that I couldn't get to. Maybe when you do New Game Plus, it lets you start off with a flashlight so you can take a picture. He has to hide today. Did I accidentally touch it already? Yep. An assistant hiding something of the director's in a Rogetsu engraved box. He wonders about the screams coming from the director's office. Oh, God. Someone paging me? Something on the desk. The days pass and our efforts to treat Moonlight Syndrome continue. Dr. Hybo's treatment methods have shown some positive results, but they're starting to lose what basis they had in medical science and are increasingly muddled with superstition and folklore. He's putting more and more emphasis on his own ideas and the legends of the island. Frankly, I doubt the efficacy of such methods. I've never seen such treatments applied to a neurological condition. In particular, the macabre apparatuses he uses are unlike anything I've ever seen used at any other hospital. What I find more disturbing, though, is the bizarre terminology used in this hospital. These are not standard medical terms. For instance, intermediate stage Moonlight Syndrome patients present symptoms where they fear their own reflection in mirrors or water. In the folklore of Rogetsu Isle, this phenomenon is referred to as budding. The patients may be seeing their own faces reflected as something entirely different. What the nature of the symptom, I wish they would call it a hallucination or a phobia, or whatever the nature of the symptom, I wish they would call it a hallucination or a phobia, rather than use a proper medical term. This superstitious budding word is used by the infirmary staff on a daily basis. Apparently, patients who see a budded face, visible only to themselves, also bud. Then there's blossoming. I don't know the specifics of this symptom, but I've seen the color drain from people's faces at the mere mention of the word. From the sound of it, I doubt it has anything to do with botany. They say that those who see the faces of people with severe cases of Moonlight Syndrome resonate with them and become afflicted with the syndrome themselves. Is this budding? Whatever the name for it, how is it even possible for a neurological condition to be transmitted? Before coming here, I wouldn't have entertained such a possibility, but Moonlight Syndrome may somehow be contagious. On top of all this, I've been asked to make preparations for a rite to be held tomorrow. What kind of procedure is it? I don't know. How did it come to this? The whole affair has left me sick at heart. light for the director's office is lit. Is someone in there? There's a small space for a fight. Let's take it out in the hall. Oh, I recognize this screaming voice from the original. I can't believe that worked. He was outside.
9月16日、老月島到着。灰原が手配されてから2ヶ月が経った。依然行方は分かってない。明日行われる老月神楽は、この島出身の者にとって特別な意味を持つ祭りだという情報にかけてみる。灰原がこの島に渡ったという証言はまだ取れず、本部は動かない。東京での捜索を進めている。しかし灰原はこの島にいるような気がする。これは俺の勘だが、冷酷なやつほど窮地に立つと何かにすがりたがるものだ。
テープ回りました。どうですか、気分の方は。
顔が自分のものじゃないんです。違うんです。これは。
それはどういう。
鏡を見ていると時々。いえ、わかりません。もう見たくない。だから目を
薬の量を増やしましょうか。
もう見たくないんです。妹だってそう言ってました。違う。
安心してください。必ず解放に向かいます。
So there's likely something else in this. Here we are. An engraved box being held closed by some sort of mechanism. It's engraved with a waxing moon and a waning moon pattern with 2 slots visible. So I already have the one key for it, I just need the other one. Nice. How many of those do I have at this point? Just 5. Not enough to do anything. Is this door open? Convenient. Okay, this is just a wall. Don't mind if I do. I just want to see if there's anything collectible down here before I go into the next room. An ordinary doctor who was sucked into a bizarre, frightening world on Rogetsu Isle. What a description. I didn't see a Hotsuki doll here. But they're always lurking about. I feel like one of them was like just outside of a window like this. But I don't see any right now. Nothing up there. It's possible that in the hallway down there that I can't get to. Director Hybera passing by. He looks a little different than in the original. His eyes are squintier. The doors of the bookcase are lying open. A bitterly cold draft drifts from behind it. Oh, I like these things here, these cloudy moon patterns. I think they describe it here. Sculpture resembling a cloud-veiled moon. And here's this little mess. There's a notebook here. It seems to be Director Hybera's. I come from an esteemed lineage of head ceremonial priests bearing the honored name of Hybera. I am also the medicine man of this island, and as such have come face to face with this condition known in the modern vernacular as Moonlight Syndrome. In establishing an institution to research and treat Moonlight Syndrome, I have exploited the benefits of medical science while still upholding the teachings of my ancestors. I believe it is my mission to research this baffling syndrome using a fusion of modern science and ancient tradition. Once the people of Rogetsu Isle used their own means, befitting of their time, to delve into the nature of the mind and soul. The masks of the Kagura were one such means. By wearing the mask and hearing the music, the vessel loses herself. The organs' masks allow them to keep their beats steady. The wearing of masks stimulates various different parts of the human brain. This is a fascinating phenomenon that science alone cannot explain. Masks truly are a powerful method to explore the potential of the brain. They open a door for us to explore new territories. And so came to be the true form of the Rogetsu Kagura, the rite of descent, which in the original translation was the ceremony of passage, I think. This rite provides us with a means to dive into the abyss of the mind. However, the rite of descent has been forbidden ever since it brought disaster to Rogetsu Isle. The legends that tell of this disaster are terrifying, but in order to conquer Moonlight Syndrome, we must be brave enough to step over taboo boundaries. The moon eclipses but once every 10 years. We cannot let this chance escape us. Time is a commodity we sadly lack. So he sounds somewhat noble there, even though he's like, we gotta break all the rules to solve this thing, because it's that problematic. So it's very gray. 3 stones. Then an intercom displaying a series of numbers on the desk. Search for traces of the director. Oh, I have that. Is that my new mission now that I've clicked on that thing? It almost feels like a dead end. Let's just check some things and see if anything changes. They may have me go downstairs. Maybe I wasn't supposed to go there so soon. Oh, a shrine. Oh, and a mask is enshrined in it. We'll head back down this way. Because I do remember doing something down here that I didn't do yet. Yes. This. There it is, the waxing moon. Combine it with the box, and the box contained a piece of paper. Serial number and some kind of riddle are written on it. Twice 7 days makes the new moon full. +1 is the key to the square as well. Figure out the memo's code. Alright, I think we use it up on the intercom, so we're going to head back up the stairs once more. Back in the director's office. Back to the intercom. The intercom panel displays some numbers. And the answer is 2. And then 7. And then 6. The answer was that all the columns had to add up to 15. Sounded like something moved behind the bookcase. The noise came from over here. Push that out of the way. Yeah, this isn't suspicious at all. Oh, these noises right away. Spotted something by accident. Oh, another operating room. This is why there were screams. Oh, I don't have time. I'm trying to solve the mystery. I gotta get to figure out what is going on in here. Although you probably died as a result of it. I'm sorry about that. Whoa. Grabby. Ghost hands, it's the first one I've experienced in this game so far. Oh, look at these medical devices. The model heads are wearing some kind of apparatus driven full of nails. Ugh. Oh, that ghost hand wasn't even an item, it was just a ghost hand. A tattered old notebook lies on the desk. Of all the methods of treating Moonlight Syndrome that we have tried to date, the most promising appears to be surgery. Specifically, this treatment involves stimulation of the brain by direct or indirect means. Progress was very slow and difficult at first, with much experimentation, but results started to appear, and now it seems the day cannot be far off when we find a comprehensive treatment method. However, there was recently a case in which surgery seemed successful at first, but unfortunately ended in tragedy. The patient initially appeared to recover from Moonlight Syndrome, but rapidly deteriorated, with total amnesia and voidness, followed by death. The corpse's face appeared warped and was of course harvested immediately. Was this warping the beginning of blossoming? How do the faces physically warp? Research into treatment through surgical procedures continues, but blossoming must be prevented at all costs. We must not bring about another disaster like the one spoke of in our legends. We cannot have another day of tranquility on this island. A surgical lamp hangs above a bed. The bed is equipped with thick restraints and is splattered with deep red stains. Yeah, also there's that really creepy incident right there for, like, injecting brains with things. But I guess we're not going to talk about that. Okay. Let's see if we can find a Hotsuki doll. Awful noises going on in the background. I don't seem to see one. Is this part of a larger room? Maybe it's down here. Focus. Oh, I think this might be the good one. Yes. This I'll upgrade. It's what I'm going to use for, like, the rest of the game. Awesome. I'll show you how it works when we get into the next fight. I was expecting to see a Hotsuki doll down here, but I still don't see one. And I don't know. I can check the list to see if there's even... Shigeto Haibara, the man who built Rogetsu Hall and poured himself into his research of Moonlight Syndrome until there was no turning back. I'm in the area known as Old Underground Passage, and this was Laboratory. No. B2 floor Laboratory, so there's definitely one in there. Just bad at spotting them, I guess. Maybe a fresh look. The room. Is that you? Good, that'll clean up this room. Hopefully there are more ghosts in here. I don't think that's how it works, but it's wishful thinking. kind of a shrine. Jesus statue. A little kid door.
このエレベーター、ここに繋がっていたのか。俺はあの時この隠された場所を見つけた。
お母さんに頼まれてきた。もう安心だ。
嫌い子。
ここにはルカはいない。灰原も。どこなんだ。
And the moon means that's the end of this episode. I just remembered at the very end there that originally they were called Kanade and not organs. The names for the 5 girls who were the accompanists for the Utsuwa/Vessel. Alright, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.